I'm Bill Thomas, and welcome to Outside the Doghouse. This is my partner.
I'm Ross.
And this is a show about the Wachusett Dirt Dogs, the collegiate summer baseball team playing at Doyle Field. We're in the middle of a 56-game season right now. The team's struggling a little bit, Ross, but I know that the kids are playing hard. Why don't you bring us up to speed on what's been going on the past week?
Yeah, the past week we had some real tough losses. We ended up going 0-6. We lost Tuesday night 6-0 to Torrington. Wednesday on the 4th of July, we were supposed to have a game up in Old Orchard Beach, but it got rained out. It'll be made up on July 22nd. Thursday, we lost 20-2 against the Seacoast Mavericks. Friday, we lost 7-3 in Torrington, and Saturday we lost 6-3 at Nashua, and Sunday we lost 4-2 here in Old Orchard, and Monday we lost 12-1 here against the North Shore Navigators. We had some real tough losses. Friday we had the lead. We had a 6-run sixth. We ended up losing by 4, so that inning really cost us. Saturday we had a 4-run fourth. We ended up losing 6-3, so that bad inning. And Sunday another bad inning. We had a 3-run eighth. Ended up losing 4-2. So we played well for 8 of the 9 innings. Those games, just that one tough inning really seemed to cost us.
I think we can petition the league to maybe go to Olympic rules, Ross, and throw out the good inning and the bad inning, and just take the ones in the middle. I know that the kids have been playing good, but it seems like that one bad inning, the pitchers get a little squeeze, a couple of walks. Everybody knows walks are killers. The pitch count starts climbing. Yeah, kids start struggling.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where the starter kind of gets to that last inning where he's at the end of the thing. He has a tough inning, might load the bases or get a couple guys on. Then when the reliever comes in, might be no outs and just a tough situation. He might get a ground out, but then the run scores, and pretty soon, a couple of runs are across the board. So it's kind of been like that transition inning that's been real tough for us.
I know the defense has been coming together. We've settled into a pretty good routine in the infield, some good middle infield play. We've been seeing a lot of double plays, a lot of bang plays, but once again, it seems like that one bad inning. That we just can't get past that one bad inning.
Yeah, it's been tough, but hopefully we can figure it out, and this upcoming few weeks we can really get it going and get some good wins.
I know, and there's really no rest for the weary. We're in the middle of a stretch here, 23 games in 23 days. We had a rain out or two mixed in, but that's got to be tough too.
It's been a long stretch with having a pitch count. The pitchers, our bullpen, our starting pitchers, everybody's throwing a lot of innings. So once we get through this stretch, everything should be good and get some rest.
I know. Not only is there a pitch count, but there's also a mandatory rest period built in. And for a pitcher, you can't pitch 2 games in a row if you pitch over 25 or 30 pitches.
Yeah, so it kind of weakens our depth a little bit depending on how many pitches each guy throws.
And I know we've brought in some pitchers. The roster's ever evolving. Any team news as far as how we're trying to show up the roster and maybe take some of the pressure off the pitching staff?
Yeah, this past week we signed Alex DeSanto. He's a pitcher from a SUNY school out in New York. And we also signed a new middle infielder, Joe Cronin. He's going to be a freshman this year at BC.
Joe, I know he has played some second base and shortstop, middle infield, and we've had some injuries there in the middle of the infield, so hopefully a fresh face in the middle of the infield and a new bat in the middle of the lineup might help out on both sides of the ball. Yeah, hopefully he can help us out there. We have had some injuries in the middle position, so if he can kind of get there and solidify that a little bit, at least until we get healthy, and hopefully if he plays well, maybe he'll still get some playing time and maybe platoon a little bit with one of those guys there. I know, talking about team news and what's going on in the league, we're not trying to promote other teams and their players, but looking at some upcoming games. We have 2 games against the Brockton Rocks this weekend on Saturday. One's a makeup. We're going to be playing a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games, and they have a player, Rhett Wiseman, who was drafted by the Cubs, and I know him coming to town might generate a little bit of excitement and maybe add that little extra challenge for our guys. How do you see that playing out? Yeah, I think it'll be good. I mean, for the fans who are here to maybe see somebody that could one day, end up in the majors. I know he got drafted and he hasn't signed anything yet. The Cubs offered him a $1 million signing bonus to come play with them, and he hasn't accepted anything yet. He has a full ride to Vanderbilt, so he's might go there and hopefully to improve his draft status for the future. So hasn't decided what he's going to do yet, but he does have a $1 million offer on the table. I know Money, it's a big thing these days, but college education is also key too. He has to make a decision by the end of August. Do you think that it's a situation where he's holding out for more money, or you think he's serious about going to college? Because once you start college, I believe you can't get drafted for 2 years. You're committed for 2, and then you can be redrafted.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where he got drafted in the 25th round out of high school, and if he feels he can have a good couple years of college, he can really improve his draft status, maybe go in the early rounds, and he'll get the college experience, get the education at the same time. When he comes out, he'll make a boatload of more money because he'll be a lot higher of a pick.
I know right out of high school, it's from the pan and jumping right into the fire. Usually, you skip that whole level of college, and then you struggle as a pro. And it's nice to get that instant gratification of the money, but if it doesn't help your career and you end up, bagging groceries, at a supermarket, it's not really going to help your future. Do you think it'd be wise for him to stay in college?
I think so.
Or go to college, I should say?
I think it would. I mean, baseball is great, and if it works out for him, good for him, and congratulations. But it's with having all the different minor league levels. It's not a sport like basketball where if you get drafted, you're on the highest squad right away. In football, generally, you're with the pro team right away, not usually on the practice squad. But with baseball, it's so hard to make it. So many different levels. You have guys in the pro levels that were drafted, guys like Ryan Howard, that was drafted in like the 46th round, I believe. And other guys that were drafted in top rounds that never made it. So it's really tough to make in the sports if you can get a good education, and that way if he has the backup option in case he isn't able to make it.
Well, it'll be a chance for the local fans to see possibly a future major leaguer. Not that we don't have somebody on our team that might, make it there someday, but it's a potential future major leaguer based on what we see happen in the draft. And hope we get a good turnout on Saturday to cheer our guys on against him, because it might be something you could talk about in the future as an opponent. And we played this guy and we beat him.
Yeah, stay up with our social media, our Facebook, our Twitter. You get more information about the weekend games, about some stuff about him. And our Facebook page, the Wachusett Dirt Dogs. Our Twitter is @Dawg_Penn. You get some information about him for this weekend. Also, the latest team news. We tweet our starting lineups, our post-game wrap-up. There's coupon links for all of our promotions, so definitely keep an eye on that and hit that up as well.
I know at the table next to me, I see a new intern with a dedicated laptop, and he's been pounding away on the keys there. Is he constantly tweeting during the game?
Yeah,
is he on Facebook? Or,
yeah, he tweets all throughout the game. So if you're not able to make it to the field and you want to stay up to date, follow him. He tweets all throughout the innings of what's going on in the field. So if you can't be there, it's like you're there.
So if you, I know we're also broadcasting, streaming over the internet, but on your phone or any type of device that you have, you can still keep up with what's going on in the team?
Yeah, I know I've talked to some parents, and they said that the Gamecast and the radio, they're not able to receive on their phones. And so when the team's on the road or if they're not able to come to the home game, they follow us on the Twitter page, and they said it's been very helpful for them. So if you're at home, the radio's great, so is the Gamecast. If you're not at home and you're curious what's going on, definitely check out our Twitter, and you're able to stay up to date with everything. We tweet all of our road games as well, so be able to stay up with the news.
And what's our website if they want to go directly to our website?
It's www.dirtdogsball.com.
And if you want to follow other teams, you can go on the Future Collegiate Baseball League website, and they have the list of all of the broadcast games, I believe.
Yeah, that's thefuturesleague.com.
And I believe everything is archived on there, so if you want to get caught up, if you've missed a game and you want to go back and look at it, I know some of the teams have also providing video.
Yeah.
That's a nice little addition if you get a chance to see what's actually being talked about and kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Yes.
Maybe we can get ourselves a little some scaffolding in the back of the backstop there. We were joking with John last night, myself and the music coordinator, about getting us up on some scaffolding or maybe some lifeguard chairs back there, and kind of become a part of what's going on, put a camera up there. So maybe in the future be able to watch the Dirt Dogs games on TV also.
Yeah, exactly. So something for next year.
Well, we have a couple of guests with us here today. We have a pitcher and a catcher. First off, to Ross's right here, Dan Kosofsky, catcher, and Mike McGinnis to his right, a pitcher. And not only are you guys teammates here in the Dirt Dogs, but you also were college teammates. So let's get right into how you became teammates at college. You were teammates at Wheaton, and you had great success this year. A good college program there, a Division III team. But we'll go to you first, Dan.
Sure.
You've been on the team a little longer. Welcome to Outside the Doghouse, by the way.
Thank you.
Same with you, Mike.
Thank you.
And let's jump right into what the success portrayed, how it played out at Wheaton this year. I know you made it to the finals of the Division III College World Series. You were instrumental in starting catching, and just tell us about your experience there.
Well, Wheaton College is a small liberal arts college in Norton, Massachusetts, real close to Gillette Stadium. We're a D3 program that has been largely renounced by its baseball team. Coming to Wheaton, baseball was definitely one of its main features why I wanted to attend that college. But as for our season this year, in the past we've always kind of flirted with World Series bid for a couple of years. We made it into the World Series as a program in 2007, and this past year we were able to win our region and get to the World Series.
So you made it to the World Series. The team did back in 2007.
That's right.
And by chance, you ended up playing the same team that you played this year.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for us just because we ended up, losing on the same stage to the same team, actually the same score, which it has perhaps its frustrations, but overall, you work every day throughout the winter, the fall, and ultimately the spring to make it to the World Series and to have a chance to win your last game. And we came, real close to it, and it's going to be something I think that me and Mike will remember for a long time.
I know you had great success during the regular season. I believe your record was 41-9 or something along those lines.
Yeah.
The team itself was ranked in the top 10 in Division III teams, which is a great accomplishment. And
Sure.
But like you say, it comes down to that last game, and that's really what people remember ultimately. Is they don't remember who comes in second a lot of times. I'm sure you guys will. But that would have been nice if you could have achieved that final win. I know you went 3-0 in the tournament,
right,
leading up to that final game, and you were talking about how it was a double elimination tournament, and they beat you in the first game of what would be known as kind of the semifinals, and they had to go win another game to get back to play you again, and this didn't quite turn out the way you'd hoped.
Yeah, I mean, it was a funny situation for us. In this style of double elimination tournament, it was set up that the team that was undefeated had to play another game before reaching the national championship game. So that put us in an interesting spot where we elected to give our aces another day of rest, and particularly our bullpen guys another day of rest. And we got some guys in there that were younger guys and who were kind of new to the stage. But if you look at that game, we were right in there, and we went to extra innings. So I'm real proud of how those guys, from a catcher standpoint, how pitchers who came onto that game with with a lot of confidence, with the team who had won the national championship the year before. Mike started the game real well for us. He gave us, Mike all season had been, he hadn't been pitching conference games, which is kind of a misfortune just because our out-of-conference schedule is so much tougher than our in-conference schedule. So he was, I think, really well prepared for Marietta, which is #1 team in the country, ultimately the best team in the country. And he gave us, I think it was 5 or 6 really good innings. And then we had I don't know what these names mean, I think, but Nick Filoramo, Jordan Wiley, and Ben Johnson, who really hadn't seen that many innings, but they came in and they kept us in the game, and ultimately we just couldn't hang on. But it didn't mean we were out, and we were able to save some of our guys so they were fresh the next day.
Now, Mike, were you a starting pitcher on that team, or were you a middle innings guy? What was your role in How did the success of the team and then getting into the World Series, how did that affect you, and what did you get out of all that?
I was a starting pitcher all year this year. I was actually a late inning reliever my freshman year. I had surgery, missed sophomore season. So then this year I came back as a starter. It was exciting to get there. It's still disappointing, sort of real bitter. But it's a good experience.
Now, you guys both have you have 2 more years still to go, and Dan, you're going to be a senior.
Right.
So you guys, I'm sure you guys are chomping at the bit to get back at it. You probably wish the season could start tomorrow, maybe, as soon, in the fall. Mike, being the younger guy in the team, what are your goals for next year, and how do you look to make yourself better?
My goal is to get better. I think we have a good shot as a team of accomplishing something. A lot of our pitching staff is returning, which is, I think, what really was a big thing for us this year. So, excited about that.
I know experience is invaluable when it comes to